I'm Greg Jarrett, and you're in the strategy room. A once crowded GOP field now whittled down to 5 contenders as Christie and Carly Fiorina both announced they are suspending their campaigns. Neither candidate managed to crack the top 5 in this week's New Hampshire primary. Both pulled a small percentage of the vote, and the question remains where that support will go as Republicans move on to the next primary contest in South Carolina. Joining me now with analysis, our Talk Media News Bureau Chief and Fox News contributor, Ellen Ratner, president of Main Street Partnership, Sarah Chamberlain. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Ellen, how do we answer that question? Those who may have been supporters of Christie and Carly Fiorina, not that much, but, you know, when you add them together, it amounts to something. Where do they go?
First of all, I think that if whoever they endorse in the primary will get their voters, and so that's good for them in the primary. Carly Fiorina has a larger problem than Christie if she continues to endorse or become the face of whoever is the candidate if her candidate wins, because she fired a lot of people when she was head of Hewlett-Packard in the merger. She's not exactly warm and fuzzy, and so that she's got a bigger problem in the general. Christie a little less in the general, because he's from a state which is sort of a purple state, and he is pretty well liked by a lot of Democrats. So he has less problems being a spokesperson in the final route there.
Sarah, what happened to Christie? He was 6th in New Hampshire after really putting all of his eggs in that basket. Was he too moderate, not conservative enough, or did his, debate tactic going after Marco Rubio, while it may have hurt Rubio and hurt him badly, didn't really help Christie?
Right. It didn't help either one of them. I think Christie looked like the bully, and there are, of course, other examples where he's kind of bullied people, and I think that's what pushed him down to 6th. I think had he not done that, he would have come in higher, I think right behind Kasich in 3rd, but it was a gamble that he was willing to take, and now we know the consequences.
You know, Ellen, for somebody who was looking for a brash personality, Christie is certainly that. But was he co-opted by an even brasher personality, Donald Trump?
The fact is that people know and they like Donald Trump. I've said on this show many times, people vote for who they want in their living room for the next 4 years. They've already had Donald Trump in their living room. So his brashness is something that people know, understand, and obviously like and have watched. So it doesn't bother people the way maybe Christie's brashness would.
Yeah, our exit polls showed, when we asked voters in New Hampshire who tells it like it is the most, Christie came into 2nd next to Donald Trump, who outdistanced him. So Sarah, it seems like Christie was kind of drowned out. What about Carly Fiorina? She advocated this citizen government, take it back from the establishment. Never seemed to resonate.
No, she didn't, which is unfortunate. But the one thing she did add to the debate, which was very helpful, that Donald Trump is now talking about, is drug abuse and mental health. Yeah. So that's been great. He picked up the talking points today, which I think are very helpful, because I travel the country talking to women and our Women to Women tour, and these are issues that they want to talk about.
Yeah, Sarah, Ellen, Fiorina really soared in the polls in the fall, and then she kind of hit a brick wall, and her momentum stalled. What do you make of it?
Well, when I think her momentum stalled, and everybody's going to think I'm crazy, when she was in the main debate, and she wore that red dress with a cross that was huge as a sign to her evangelical supporters, she could have worn something a little smaller. She was trying to make such a statement that people didn't believe her. And had she just toned it down a little, I think she would have done better.
Yeah. Where do they go from now? There's been some talk that Christie, if there's a Republican president, would make a very fine attorney general. I don't know about Fiorina. She's certainly an outsider, but she has business experience. Sarah, where do you see their futures?
I think Christie probably will be attorney general, even if it's Trump. I think that would be helpful to have him. And I think Christie could do a lot of different cabinet positions, from Secretary of Education, Secretary of Commerce. Those are areas where she does have some expertise.
Yeah, and Ellen, what do you think, their futures?
Well, if somebody likes her, and that can be an if because it depends how she treats them in the general and whether she actually brings anything to the table, I think she would probably be in commerce because she actually has had experience in that area.
Yeah.
But again, she may be X'd out. It depends how she sort of plays her deck of cards.
All right, Sarah Chamberlain, Ellen Ratner, good to see you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great,
You
thank
can check out foxnews.com for complete coverage of the 2016 presidential race. I'm Greg Jarrett, and thanks for watching.